young man had just mounted his horse, intending to escape from there. However, immediately after, as the soldier was about to fire a second shot, Aaron intervened. He couldn't stand the madman's actions any longer. Toby looked at him, then raised the gun in his hand. Given the number of people killed today, one more wouldn't matter to him.
Oh, interesting.
Now, things were getting interesting. Without a pistol, Aaron wasn't afraid of a one-on-one fight. After all, he was once Jesus's prized pupil. Just as they were about to engage, gunshots rang out. They ran up to ask if they should go after him.
Can we follow?
But then...
Sir!
I turned my back for 1 goddamn minute!
Toby ran in to see that the soldier guarding Gabriel had been killed. He took the soldier's gun and stuck his bayonet in the dead man's head to prevent him from becoming a zombie. Toby was perplexed. Wasn't Gabriel restrained? How did this happen? To understand, we must go back to the previous episode. Aaron and Ian had just reached an agreement when Toby suddenly went on a killing spree. Jesse was terrified. He thought they had come here to help, but the scene he witnessed was beyond his expectations. Terrified, he decided to flee back to the Commonwealth. Fortunately, there were 2 horses by the roadside.
Don't move.
Oh, my God, it was Negan. At that moment, there's a woman next to him, who seems to be Negan's companion.
A lot dead. Guy in charge is arguing with 2 others, a priest and a guy with a spike ball for an arm.
Negan said, "Holy shit, aren't they Gabriel and Aaron?" Having left Alexandria's safe zone, Negan had joined a religious group. Today, upon returning with Annie, he heard gunfire from a distance. Realizing they couldn't rescue their old friends alone, Negan marked the hilltop on the map and instructed Jesse to find a woman named Maggie there and inform her that Gabriel and Aaron were in trouble. After completing these tasks, Negan and Annie stealthily entered the building. On the first floor, they witnessed Toby rushing out. Ian lay on the ground, lifeless, and a soldier guarded Gabriel. Seeing no one around, Annie boldly attacked the soldier, and Gabriel looked up to see the long-lost Negan. Negan unties Gabriel and they both look out at the same time, just in time to see Toby pointing a gun at Aaron. They're trying to figure out what to do when Annie warns them that someone's coming from behind and they need to get out of here. Gabriel doesn't want to leave his partner behind, and Negan pulls him right back. As soon as they left, 2 soldiers walked in. The subsequent plot was previously mentioned. Jesse, dragging his heavily injured body, did manage to reach the hilltop. Handing over the map to Lydia, he died before being able to reveal the predicament of Gabriel and Aaron. Fortunately, Maggie and the others decided to investigate, so they set out in a vehicle. However, on the way, they encountered 3 Commonwealth soldiers who had turned into zombies. These were the same individuals who were escorting supplies. Just as they dealt with the zombies, they happened to see Aaron, who had escaped from the building, running towards them. After a brief exchange, Maggie learned the truth of the situation. Rescuing Gabriel became their top priority. Maggie took out Jesse's map and asked Aaron if the route marked on it was the optimal way into the building. Little did they know it was Negan's doing. Meanwhile, on the rooftop of the apartment building, Toby donned armor. It seemed that this round of bloodshed had awakened the killer within him. His voice echoed throughout the building, warning those hiding in rooms to surrender their weapons or face annihilation. He didn't mind leveling the entire place. Negan and a few of his companions were hiding in a secret compartment, and naturally they heard Toby's voice. Gabriel anxiously asked Annie about the whereabouts of the weapons. Negan informed him that they had never raided this place and, consequently, hadn't acquired any weapons. After 10 minutes with no response from the building, Toby lost patience. He ordered the captives to kneel by the perimeter wall.
Where are my weapons?
I don't know.
You really don't, do you?
No.
Okay. I believe you.
Negan and his group, hearing the outside screams, felt uneasy. The sounds were multiplying rapidly. Within a few minutes, 4 or 5 people had been killed. Toby, seeing no results, ordered the soldiers to clear each room and to kill those who didn't cooperate. The atmosphere in the rooms became oppressive. Despair was evident on everyone's faces. Annie spoke to them. "Comrades, don't be disheartened. We need to unite. not surrender or beg for mercy. Our families are scattered in this apartment. They're waiting for our rescue. We know the terrain here better than those bastards. We will successfully escape. Meanwhile, on the first floor, a soldier's radio crackled with Toby inquiring about the clearance progress. Unfortunately, he couldn't respond because he encountered Maggie and her group, who had eliminated the first floor soldiers. Soon, they dealt with the second floor soldiers and reached the third floor. Upon arriving, they heard faint screams coming from some rooms. Maggie took the lead down the corridor, glancing around and nodding towards Lydia. They decided to split up to search for Gabriel. The narrow passage made it cumbersome for the four of them to stay together. After a while, Maggie and Aaron cautiously entered a room, conducting a thorough search, while Aaron checked the kitchen area. Finding only food on the table but no one present, Maggie explored the innermost dressing room and confirmed its safety. As Aaron peered through the window to assess the outside, suddenly a handgun pressed against Maggie's head. The assailant, slyly positioned behind Maggie, left no opportunity for Aaron. Unexpectedly, a scythe hooked around the woman's neck and it turned out to be Cole and Lydia. None of them would lay down their arms first. In the midst of this standoff, a voice broke the silence, leaving everyone stunned. They didn't expect Negan to show up. Negan nonchalantly patted Cole down and said, "We're all on the same side, so let's put down our weapons."
What are you doing here?
Hey, kiddo. We live here.
Lydia looked at this uncle with a grudge. He left without saying goodbye to her in the first place. Subsequently, Negan led them to the dressing room. Pushing aside the clothes, they discovered a concealed door. Inside, they found numerous people, including Gabriel.
Did your people steal their guns? Hijack that convoy?
No.
You sure about that?
Annie was a bit angry that everyone they met had to be suspicious of them. She hated being asked that kind of question.
It doesn't matter. We have to get these people out of here.
We can't leave. Not with the rest of my people still hiding.
Annie goes on to say, "We can't leave. My people are still hiding in various rooms of the building. We can't leave them behind." Annie proposed that Maggie and she should search the rooms together to find those still alive. It was clear that Annie didn't fully trust Maggie's group, prompting this arrangement. She's more comfortable with Negan being here. Maggie didn't refuse and agreed to Annie's proposal. After they left, Negan comforted his companions and told them not to panic. They would get out of here alive. During this moment, Lydia confronted Negan, asking why he left without saying anything.
You left without saying a word.
I left because I gave a shit. I left because that's what everyone needed. Right?
How'd you find them? And what is she to you?
Negan, without unnecessary words, raised his left hand, revealing a ring on his ring finger. Yes, he had married the woman. Aaron asked Negan if you were responsible for the skull on the warlord's shelf.
Says the guy that rolled up with the Gestapo.
We didn't know.
Gabriel clarified that they were unaware of the situation, as they had been blinded by the seemingly idyllic life in the Commonwealth community. Lydia's illusions were shattered. To her, there was little difference between the Commonwealth and the Whisperers. It's all about annexation under the guise of helping others. At that moment, Negan's radio buzzed. His wife informed them they were on the 5th floor, and the soldiers had dispersed. They needed to retreat quickly. Taking swift action, Negan observed outside the window and exclaimed,
Oh shit.
Simultaneously, a soldier entered the 1st floor, holding a child, Maggie's son, Hershel.
Sit and stay. Sarge, I found a truck on the perimeter. Kid hiding inside.
Did you see a kid?
Affirmative.
The car the soldier was talking about was the one Maggie was driving. She just didn't realize the kid was hiding in it and following her. Negan had hurried down upon spotting Hershel, fearing harm to the child.